Welcome to Bulking episode number 8. I'm Sean O'Grady and today we're going to do a full day of eating. So without further ado, go ahead and roll the intro. And before we go any further, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you enjoyed today's content. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see meal number 1. Alright, meal number 1 is done. Right here we've got 4 scrambled eggs, and then I've got about 1 serving of Greek yogurt as well as blackberries and peanut butter. Usually for easy math, I'll just do 100 grams of whatever berries I have. Unless I'm running short, then I'll just use whatever's left over. And the purpose of all of this being cooked in one meal is to make sure that I have a micronutrient dense meal for meal number 1. And if you've seen some previous full days of eating, you know that I like to have a little bit more fats early on in the day, and I'll increase my carbs as I go along. As far as macros and calories go, we're looking at 613 calories, about 50 grams of protein, 31 grams of carbs, and 34 grams of fat. Typically I'll shoot for around 100 grams of fat, so as you can tell, that's a pretty significant amount of fats for meal number 1. Like I said, high on the fats early on, lower throughout the day, but while the fats get lower, the carbs get higher. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and eat meal number 1. I am eating a little bit later on in the day. We were doing some things around the house, like getting the dishwasher going, as well as the laundry done because we weren't here yesterday. So there was a bunch of noise going on in the background and I didn't want that to pick up in the microphone. So I am starving, ready to eat, and gonna go ahead and knock this out, but I will see you all at meal number 2. All right, for meal number 2, we've got some ground beef, a little bit of kimchi, some avocado, edamame, and about 8 ounces of rice. This is a pretty simple, easy meal, and it kind of just goes off of the back of the meal prep that we had going on this week. So really easy to throw together. Also relatively healthy. You know, no real processed foods. Maybe you could argue the kimchi is because it's inside of a jar, but besides that, it's pretty clean. As far as our calories and macros are concerned, we're looking at 483 calories. We're looking at 30 grams of protein, 52 grams of carbs, and about 19 grams of fat. For me personally, something like this is easier than throwing together a bunch of different complex meals that you might find in like an anabolic diet or something like that. This is just simple, it was left over, and I can kind of just throw it together and make a nice sloppy little bowl out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, chill for a little bit, maybe watch some football, and you know, see where the day takes me. I'm thinking after this meal, I'll probably chill and then end up working out before meal number 3, so stay tuned for that. All right, it's that time of the day for a workout. As you can see, I got the beanie on, and it's pretty cold in here. It's like 31 degrees, so we're gonna go ahead, hit a full body workout, but I'll see you all at meal number 3. Workout is done, and I'm ready for meal number 3. So let's get to it. All right, workout is done, and meal number 3 is as well. Right here, I have a protein shake with 2 scoops of whey protein, 2 cups of almond milk, about 20 grams of honey, 1 serving of peanut butter, and a banana. Now, if you've been watching this channel or you've seen some of my more recent full days of eating, then you know that this has been a go-to for the bulk. Nothing has changed. However, the calories slightly do, so let's go ahead and read our calories and macros. For this meal, we're looking at 642 calories. As far as our macros go, we're looking at 59 grams of protein, 53 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. Overall, not bad macros. And it's nice to have something like this waiting around for you after a workout. You don't have to eat a ton, you don't have to do a ton of prep. It takes about 5 minutes. So shakes for me have been a game changer. And if I'm being honest, I feel like that's something that's kind of changed in the fitness industry. Whenever I was first starting to work out, a lot of people would say to, get your protein in as soon as you were done with the workout. At the time, it was this myth called the anabolic window, where if you didn't get your protein in like the first 15 minutes or 30 minutes after working out, then you essentially were leaving gains on the table. Obviously, science has disproven that. However, just because that's the case doesn't mean that you can't make smoothies or shakes that make calories easier to get down, especially if they taste good. I understand that some people have been against the idea of protein shakes to some degree. However, I think things like this make bulking a lot easier. Plus, it's a great way to get in more protein and get a little bit of carbs in as well post-workout. So anyways, that's my rant for protein shakes. I'm gonna go ahead, finish this up, take a shower, and kind of just relax for a minute. But I'll see you all at meal number 4. All right, meal number 4, and you can still hear the sizzling in the background, is gonna be tilapia, green beans, and some potatoes. This will probably be one of the rougher meals to get down if I'm being honest. For whatever reason, I feel like potatoes are just so satiating that whenever I end up having to eat a bunch of them, it ends up being probably one of the harder meals, just in my opinion. Also, if you think I forgot the Poppi today, I did not. Every full day of eating, I seem to have one of these around. It's a new tradition. I'm sticking with it. And for this meal, we're looking at 301 calories. And for our macros, we're looking at 24 grams of protein, 52 grams of carbs, and only 2 grams of fat. Not too bad from a macro split, but one thing that I will say is I could do better as far as getting in more calories on something like this, but honestly, I'm not complaining. Not feeling super hungry at the moment, so that'll just leave more opportunities for my next meal, and we'll see what that is in just a moment. All right, meal number 5 is gonna be a bowl of oatmeal. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to be this far under my calorie count throughout the day, but again, I did get started just a little bit later than I normally would. What we have here is some oatmeal with almond milk, some chocolate chips, peanut butter, a scoop of whey, and some honey. It's basically the non-liquid form of my protein shake, but it is something that I throw in from time to time if I'm running short on calories. In this meal, we have 603 calories, and for our macros, we're looking at 38 grams of protein, 63 grams of carbs, and 26 grams of fat. So I'm gonna go ahead, eat this, and then I'm gonna finally cap off my day with meal number 6. Be sure to stay tuned for that. All right, meal number 6 is done, and it's a bunch of popcorn, as you can see. It's been a little bit of a tradition for full days of eating as well, but not like the Poppi. Now, I usually eat this, kind of just a nice way to end off the day, and because it's a lot of volume, it's not ideal for a bulk. However, I do like to have it around because, in my opinion, sometimes you just want to eat food that you think tastes good and is relatively or not processed. So with that said, because we're popping fresh kernels here, my total calories come out to 375 for this meal, 6 coming from protein, 44 coming from carbs, and about 23 from fat. As far as our total day of eating goes, we're looking at 3,018 calories, 208 grams of protein, 295 grams of carbs, and 128 grams of fat. So overall, not bad. Hitting 3,000 calories has been kind of the norm here lately, particularly because the scale hasn't moved up as much as I would have liked it to, and because it just seems to make sense that if I'm moving more, that I probably need more calories. I'm just shy of 10,000 steps today, so I'm thinking that the extra 20, 40 calories, whatever it was that I had from the 2,900 that my FitnessPal says I need, is probably okay for me to consume. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, watch a movie, and relax for the week. But if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you. A lot of time and effort does go into these videos, so it means a lot to me that you made it this far in the video. And I'm gonna end the video here, but until next time, keep it together.